Hello, welcome to Flooring Models Kit Review Time. Today we've got Kitty Hawk's brand new 1/35 scale. This is the MH-6J Little Bird from the Night Stalkers. We've been waiting for this kit for a long time, and I'm happy to say it's in 1/35 scale and not the 1/48 scale. Recently Kitty Hawk released what I thought was going to be a fantastic kit, and it turns out it's in 1/48 scale with the Huey, when I was really looking forward to a 1/35 scale one. Hopefully we're going to actually be getting that in 1/35 scale in the near future as well, and that'll make me very happy. So as you can see on the front here, we've got some beautiful artwork from the Somali scenario, from Black Hawk Down, and that is probably where I first saw this particular helicopter and fell in love with it. I've loved it, I've wanted one ever since then, and it's nice to see that one's come along, and we're hoping that Kitty Hawk have done it justice. So as we can see, beautiful box art, absolutely love it. Really nice to see it down here operationally working as Medivac Bird, and obviously in the gunship role, as you can see up above as well. So opening around the box, we've got, as we can see, we've got various markings for the particular ones. These are for the operational ones in the Somalia theatre as well, as you can see down on there. Your kit number for this one is KH-50003. Okay, and then on the other side we've got the Somalia ones from the 160th Regiment, and as you can see, just the same on the other side like that. Okay, in the box. Now, to be honest with you, this has been opened purely because I forgot to turn the sound on, so we can go through it again. Okay, so as we can see down in this little box, we'll start with the clear parts. Beautifully protected in a very solid box. This isn't a flimsy one, good strong box. Okay, and then straight into the clear parts, we can see actually they're not too bad at all. No problem with that. Again, been nicely protected, so we've got no scuff marks or anything else like that. It is a very complex shape. It's almost going through 180 degrees through the mold, so you're always going to get some little warpages and various things, but actually, as you can probably see, that isn't too bad at all. The sharpness of the mold is a little bit soft, shall we say, through the center section, but these front ones, you got a good hard edge there, so it shouldn't be too bad to obviously mask up to with no problems at all right the way around it. But generally, it's actually not too bad at all. The side ones, actually, for the doors, if you are going to have them on, again, beautifully clear, no problem with those at all. And then, as you might imagine, we've got navigation lights, various things right the way around the outside of it with warning beacons and things like that. Okay, down in here we will have a look at the old instructions. So in the instructions we've got 3 sprues. There's nothing, you know, massive about this one. It is quite a small helicopter, that's why it's nice to see it in 1/35 scale. As we can see, we do get a nice little bit of photo etch as well, and obviously we've got the decals down in there. Alright, so starting off, we've got the actual turbine engine. It will be nice because we can actually see this one as well. As you can see, various parts and plumbing going in there. It is not got any of the wiring or sort of super detailing on there, but let's face it, it's not going to take too much work to add those parts yourself to pop those in. Then we've got the actual bulkhead, so we've got the rear one and for the mounts for the engine, and all the parts that you might imagine fitting it in there just like that. So that all goes together very nicely indeed. Over on page 2, we're straightforward into the cockpit area, and as I said, this isn't some slouch of the old MD500 or anything else like that. It's a very modern bird, so we've got sophisticated optics, multifunction displays to be fitted down in there, and then obviously we've got the control sticks being fitted in there, things like that. Then we've actually got the center console, the rear bulkhead going right the way through like that, the seats being fitted down onto them, and away we go in there. Then we've got the rudder pedals being fitted down there to the front end as well. All of this is going to be seen, so you want to take your time making sure they're nice and clean. Then we're working our way down the back section here, so we've actually got the ammunition containers for the guns, and the various parts being fitted on those like that. And then working our way down, depending on which version you're going to be having, we've got the boards that go on the side, obviously for carrying special operations troops into theatre. You can fit those in if you wanted to, or you can have it as the traditional sort of gunship platform as well. Either way, they're going to be fitted down onto the actual main deck. Okay, then you've obviously got the ammunition containers down in there, and then obviously we've got the rear fuel tank being fitted in there as well, and then obviously the front section being fitted in, and then all sandwiched together with the engine system coming in the back just like that. Side fuselages, it is opened up, so we can get a nice access down in there. A couple of holes we need to open up and put these little parts down there, A4 and A2 being fitted in, and then we're going to sandwich the lot all together to pop those in just like that, and then repeating for the other side. And then it's the glasswork being fitted on. Again, we're hoping this is going to be a nice clean fit right the way through. Optionals if you're going to have the doors on there, and obviously it's optionals for some of the lumps and bumps being fitted in at the top, so check your references and things like that. Then we've got some photo etch eye hooks being fitted in there as well, some tie down points, things like that. And then obviously we've got the engine covered or open. It has got some nice detail in there as well, and again some little holes to make some for the air scoops to be fitted to the outside. Then we got the 7.62 miniguns being fitted as well, so we've got 2 of those, so you're going to be wanting 2 of those. So we do look like we've got a photo etch barrel that's going to be going on the front. Okay, we just skip past that for the moment. Then we've got the big GAU 19, the 50 BMG 3-barreled cannon being fitted to the outside as well, so you can go with that configuration of having 2 7.62s and 1 GAU 50 on the outside. Okay, skids being fitted down into that one, again multiple part skids right the way through, looking very nice. Okay, and then up onto the other side we've got a little bit of photo etch bending work to do for the actual ammunition feeders being fitted in, obviously to the 50 and the 7.62s as well, being fitted down into there, and then some more lumps, bumps and aerials being fitted down to the underside. Again, some more aerials going in on the top side, things like that, and then obviously side doors if you're having them. Doors are obviously going to be optional for your personal references. A few other aerials, things like that being fitted on the outside, and again another little bit of photo etch for a little air scoop that's going to be fitted down on the back. Okay, and again some other little points, lumps and bumps, optional top parts being fitted to the roof deck, things like that as that one goes in. And then it's back over to the tail boom. So working through the tail boom, simple 2 halves going together, tail plane being fitted in there, tail rotor assembly being done, and then the same for the top side. So we've got the swash plate, the various areas being fitted down into there, 5-point blade system as you might imagine, and then obviously fitting those together and then putting the controls levers on there, things like that, and then just dropping the top down and the back in. And once you're done, you should end up with a really nice little bird just done like that. Okay, armament section. So we got the actual Finn aerial rocket system. So we've got the 12s or the 7-pack rockets down in there for the 2.75 inch rockets, or we've got a couple of Hellfires as well, could be fitted on, and then we've got a weapons loadout tree just down in here for whatever you want it to be. Again, very, very promising. Now, bags are open because, as I said, we had a bit of an audio technical thing, but we'll just go through. Okay, as you can see, looking pretty nice, but straight off the bat, I can see a sink mark just in the top here. I was really hoping we weren't going to see it, but you can see it. It's not a massive thing. It's not going to take too much to actually sand that out. I think a little bit of swiper filler, leave it overnight, come back down, sand that out. It should be fine, but it has got it on both sides. Catching it in the light, you can see it quite clearly. That's because down on the other side, we have got some quite heavy injection molding work going on down in there, and obviously it's cooled down and shrunk back a little bit down in there. That said, on the close-up, as you can see, we've got some beautiful details under here. So we've got a nice mixture of recessed riveting, raised strengthening plates, okay, and then raised and recessed details right the way down across the entire fuselage section of the helicopter. That goes both ways. So we've got some panels down here at the back which have been fixed up, okay, strengthening plates, various things all down on there. So actually that's not too bad at all. So if we have a look around the rest of A, as we can see, we've got some very nice sharp details all the way down in here. Minimal flash, there's not too much flash on this. We've got the tail rotor, we've got those side doors, the ones for the rears which are blanked off obviously, and then some of the others, the seats, the aerials, all the points, all looking very nice on all of this one. And then again, instruments, so we've actually got the instrument panel down in here, and then the base, again, very nice bezel system. Obviously you can go in, use the decals on this one, or you can actually go in and hand paint this one up. Again, the sideboards, very nice, they've got nice recessed riveting details down in there, and then we've got the rear bulkheads, top parts, things like that. Again, a nice mixture of recessed and raised details right the way through. And then we've got the seats, again, very nicely molded, things like that. That's pretty good. On the blind side, as you can see, no problems at all. We have got some very proud ejector pins which are going to need to be scraped out or cut off, whichever they are, which are actually on the parts. But again, other things like these little guys down in here, these rear doors, polished out on the inside, very nice, no ejector pins, nothing on the tail boom. So really it's only where you're not going to see it anyway. So minimal cleanup just to make sure you don't get any lumps, gaps, and obviously some fit issues. But that aside, that's actually very nice indeed. Okay, in bag 2, you can see this is spruce C. Again, quite a lot going on here. Amazing how thin the runners are all the way around this, and then they're thick at this end. A little bit different on that. So we've got those big 2.75 inch rockets just down in here again. So we've got the actual fuse on the rears and then the fronts, and then obviously we've got them down here as well. So we only get one rocket pack, it looks like, and then obviously just one of the 7-shot one as well. Okay, a little bit different on that. We can see the blades, so we've got 6 blades on a 5-blade aircraft. Not sure why, perhaps I'll give you a spare, but you can see they've already been done for the rotor sag, so they're actually been moulded bent position, which again is another nice touch. Up here on the end, so we've got the internal doors, okay, for the actual engine, and we've got the tail boom. Looks like we've got an ejector pin just fighting his way to come through, but luckily it's just caught it at the last moment. Okay, and then on the other side, as you can see, all the other parts, no problems at all. These bulkheads, sides of the instrument panels, the actual engine itself, the turbine, the floor section, very nicely done. And again, nice recessed details on the actual tailplanes and all the parts in between. Does look like we've got a little bit of flash, as you can see, but this is an easy cleanup. Just need to take those in just to get rid of those. But on this side, as you look down, you can probably see we've got a lot of ejector pins standing very proud on all of these parts. So it is going to be worth just snipping them off just to make sure you've got good clearances on everything. But a lot of these parts have got them on these. Again, really nice touch is the detail down on the inside to the actual engine doors. So that's going to give a nice detail when you've got them opened. And everything else like that. So again, really nice indeed. No problem there. Okay, so we have in sprue B, again, very busy sprue right the way through, but straight away you can probably see we've got huge sink marks in the actual Hellfire missile racks. 2 very large ones. Again, it's not really a problem, it's an easy fill, it's nice, easy to get to. Sand that down, you'll be good to go. Just a little bit unfortunate that it has got them, okay? But generally, if we have a run round of the parts, you can see the sprue gates are very small, very fine. We've got no problems with any of these at all, looking very nice. We've got the ammunition, we've got all the control linkages, the various parts, very small ones as well. It's amazing how these are unprotected down the bottom here by a sprue runner. But there we go, they're on there, they're all good. Okay, and then at the top, as you can see, more of the smaller parts. We've got some of the aerial system, we've got some of the gun barrels being fitted on there. So it looks like you can have photo etch or you can have solid barrels on those as well. Okay, the Hellfire missiles are solid one-piece mould missiles for 4 of those. Okay, we've got a couple of MP5s, looks like, down on here as well for the crew, and it looks like a couple of AR-15s down on here as well, so that's quite a nice touch as well for some stowage items. And then we've got the bottom of the skids for the runners on there as well. So actually none of that's too bad at all. A couple of sink marks, but let's face it, that's not too much of a problem. Last up, we've got a couple of bits of photo etch in the decals. So as we said before, we've actually got, these are the gun barrels down in here. So we've got the gun barrels if you wanted to for that GAU, or for the miniguns, whichever way you want to do those down there. We've got those tie-down hooks as well down in there, a little bit of grill work, vents, things like that. Okay, so actually that's not too bad at all, they're very nice. And then we've actually got the ammunition feed chutes, okay, in photo etch, so a little bit of bending work on there, but it'd be well worth it, and some harnesses, which again is quite nice, quite thin photo etch as well. And then last up, we've got the decals. So the decals, we've got the rocket pod decals down on here, and then we've got markings, and again for the instrument panel, depending if you're going to be doing it powered up or powered down, and a couple of other ones. We've got the Harley Davidson marking there, Night Stalker markings, and then we've got Mobetta down on there as well. Okay. So yeah, really nice, good register, a little bit flat maybe, but I don't think there's anything wrong with those decals at all. And there we go, that is. To be honest, I've been waiting for this kit for a really long time. It's one of those kits that you come along and then you think Kitty Hawk are doing it. And to be honest, we have had some problems with Kitty Hawk, but actually the problems this kit has got with the sink marks are all in really accessible areas, so they're not going to be a problem to fit. We've got a little bit, I think, fit issues here and there, so making sure you dry fit those areas first, test fitting. If you're good, you find stuff fouling, like those ejector pins, things like that that are standing proud. I think if you've got those and you find them before you come in with glue, it should go together really, really nicely. So from that point of view, it is a long-awaited kit, and hopefully it's going to build up to make something really, really nice. I do intend to build it, and if you want to join me along building it, it is available for £36 through the P&M store, which you can get via Flory Models as well. So if you do want to pick up this kit, it is in stock with us right now as well. So there we go. That is the 1/35 scale Kitty Hawk Little Bird Night Stalkers.